This is my latest toy, and I didn't buy it specifically to use in the Caravan, although the mattress cleaning attachment that I'm about to show you, I sort of had in the back of my mind to use that on the Caravan. I've used it on one of my mattresses in the home, but I would like to freshen up the mattress. So I'm going to give the sofa and the mattress a deep clean first, but I need to convert it because it's in upright mode at the moment. I need to convert this into sort of cylinder mode with the hose and attach the special upholstery cleaning attachment followed by the mattress cleaning tool. Firstly, I'll just take it off standby mode, switching it off, and adjust the handle to its lowest position and lock it into the lowest position. And then I've got to remove the main floor head, which I can do by pressing this little button here and carefully pulling out the suction unit. So there we go, so that's half the job done. I'll put it on the bed. I need to connect the hose to that now. I'm going to use this attachment to clean the actual sofa. This is called a Polsterboy, and it has counter-rotating brushes underneath, and combining that with the suction power of the machine, it's supposed to give a deep clean. To get into the little areas where the buttons are, you can actually direct the suction to the front, and then there's a hole here, so I can use the concentrated suction to remove any dust from the buttons on the upholstery. But for now I need it in the normal operating position. So basically I'm going to switch the machine into auto mode and just gently clean the top of this sofa. Okay, well, for the purpose of the video, let's say I've done everything. I haven't, obviously, but I will be doing this properly when you're not watching. You get the gist. You've seen, well, you may not have seen people vacuuming before, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, what I'm going to do at the moment is flip the upholstery over into bed mode, because it's really this side I want to give a clean. And obviously you shouldn't really wet clean mattresses, especially not in a Caravan, so that's why I'm going to use the dry method provided by this fancy German vacuum cleaner. So, but first I'm going to give this a thorough clean. I'm going to use a different attachment. Now, this attachment's fine for your hard wearing upholstery, but on some mattresses it can catch on, say, these bits here or the buttons and pull out threads. So I'm going to use a special attachment for the mattress with a vibrating part underneath. Not only shouldn't it catch any of the threads, but it also vibrates, so it should vibrate a lot of the, let's face it, human skin flakes, dust mites and their feces could be living in this mattress, and I want to eliminate them before I sleep on it again. This mattress cleaning system consists of 3 parts. You get this special powder called Lavenia, which is a fragranced powder. It's designed to help sanitize and clean your mattress and also get rid of any allergens like dust mites and their feces. So this is the dry powder. 1 packet of this is supposed to cover a double bed, so I'm going to use about half the packet on this Caravan mattress. The second part of the system involves using this unusual attachment that rotates at high speed. Once we've spread the powder on, that will rub the powder in to the surface, and then half an hour later or so, when the powder's dry, we can vacuum it off using this attachment. Now, this is the dedicated mattress cleaner, so there are no brushes to catch on anything. Basically, if I can remove it, and it has got some residue powder because, as I said, I have used this. basically these vibrate, and when you look at them they don't seem to move. If you hold this, if I was to hold that up with the machine switched on, they look stationary, but as soon as you put it on a surface you can hear the vibration. So basically, really, you should use this first. These attachments fit onto this Polsterboy. So I'm going to remove that by just taking off the brush attachment like that, and then fitting the mattress attachment until it clicks into place. So now I'm going to use the vacuum on its automatic setting and give this mattress a good clean first, and then it will be time to apply the powder and agitate it in using this attachment. Okay, so I've given the mattress a good clean, and in the process this little label came off, so I'll stick that back on afterwards. It's just telling me the design and the make of the fabric, isn't it? So before we sprinkle on the stuff, and it smells absolutely divine, it's going to be really intense in the small space of a caravan, but it is very nice smelling. First of all, I'm going to take off this, which you do by moving that little button at the front. Hang on, put this on first, locate it at the back. So I'll pop that to one side because this is what we're going to need in a minute to massage this powder, and I have to be careful. Now the powder is going to fall on the floor and it's going to go down the back, so I'll have to get my crevice tool out afterwards, but it won't do any harm. It's basically a moist powder. I'll just show you. There's a car going by. It's got some moisture in, but it's not going to saturate the mattress. So I'm just trying and be as sparing as I can, because I don't want to use the whole packet, because as I said, this is designed for a double bed mattress. I can see some, it's not going to really clean, but it will sanitize, it will freshen. I mean, you probably need a specialist cleaner for caravan upholstery, I expect. My neighbour's just turned up. He's going to wonder what on earth I'm doing in this caravan. There we go. So now I need to distribute that into the surface. So there you go, that's the second part of the process. I do apologise if the lighting is changing. It's this British weather, one minute it's sunny, the next minute it's tipping down, but it's the perfect day to do some cleaning in your caravan. So anyway, the powder, I can feel the surface is just damp to touch. So I'm going to leave that at least half an hour. You can leave it longer if you want, you could leave it an hour, whatever you want. Leave it overnight if you're obviously not sleeping in your caravan. But the most important thing to do is, when it's all dry, is to remove it. And again, you need to reattach the mattress cleaner onto the Polsterboy nozzle and vacuum that off. So I'm going inside, have a cup of coffee, and I'll be back when this is dry to vacuum it off. But what I will say to you, this Caravan smells absolutely divine. If only we had smell-o-vision. If you want to know how this smells, you'll have to go and purchase a box of this Kobold mattress cleaning powder. I suppose you could use it manually. You don't need this fancy machine. You can just brush it in using a soft brush and vacuum it off with a regular vacuum cleaner. You don't have to spend thousands of pounds, well, 1,500 on one of these machines. As good as it is, they are expensive, and certainly not worth it just for your Caravan. Anyway, so I'll be off, and I'll be back in a shake of a lamb's tail to vacuum the dry powder away from the mattress. Well, I'm back. It's got a bit darker because time's moved on. I think I've probably left it a bit more than half an hour, but I was in no rush. So I need to now remove this massaging type attachment. It does remind me of something you'd find in the 70s, those vibro massagers you could get in the 70s that were designed for your painful neck and back. And obviously we know that most women in the 70s didn't, well, we won't go there. Terribly sorry, folks. Now, this is the nozzle you saw me using earlier, the vibrating mattress cleaner. So we need to attach this. Oh, I keep getting it wrong. You attach it at the back first, then you pivot it forward. So, there we go, that's on. So now, basically, just going to vacuum all this off, leaving a much fresher mattress. Now it's designed to get rid of allergens and mites. What does it say on the packet? It says it's an allergen reducing powder to clean mattresses. Check that the mattress is colour fast. Observe the best before date on the bag. Contains water, cellulose, anionic surfactants and fragrance. I didn't even know. Well, I've only just bought it, so I'm sure it's in date. Okay, let's vacuum this off, and then I can turn this mattress over, and it'll be all fresh for the next time it's slept on. Well, I've got most of the powder off, but there seems to be a bit of a residue that wasn't left when I tried it on a mattress inside my house. So I'm going to take off the mattress cleaner because this does more vibrating than actual sweeping. I'm going to try, if I can get the remains off, I'm going to put the brush attachment back on and just see if we can just remove this surplus powder. Well, I'm not sure why it's left some of this on this part of the mattress. Most of it's come off. It's quite unusual that it's still here, so I'm going to have to bring out the big guns. I'm going to have to use this. We'll try this. It's not going to do it any harm, I don't think, to leave some of that on there, but I'm just going to try the main floor nozzle, and if that doesn't remove it, then nothing will. Well, I've got the majority of it off. There's just a few little bits, but I think it's possibly I didn't leave it long enough to dry thoroughly. If these little particles are still a bit damp, they'll be clinging to this fabric, although it doesn't really say anything about Caravan mattresses in the brochure, but I can't see why it doesn't work. I mean, I certainly feel better knowing that this has had a bit of a sanitize. These few little bits, I'm sure they'll come off the next time I vacuum this, which I will do. It's important to vacuum your mattress in your caravan and in your home. You know, you wouldn't think twice about obviously vacuuming your carpets and your floors, but mattresses tend to be left out, don't they? But when you consider you can spend a third of your life in bed, you don't know what you're lying on. So I feel better for doing that anyway. As I said, there's a little bit of surplus left. Not sure how I'm going to tackle the other side. I've just got a little bit down the side there actually. I'll just remove that with my crevice nozzle. Some of the powder, obviously it does go on the floor and down the sides of places when you're using this system. It won't do any harm to leave the powder. It's a dry system obviously, so it's not going to cause any problems leaving that, but I've seen it now. So I'll get out my extending doobry. I'll leave that brush attachment on and just get those little bits at the side of the bed there.